Hello, hello, most beautiful stars. Hello, good day. Happy to be here with you. It is December 6th of 2024. I am working on healing my voice even more for you all and for myself. So I am so grateful to be here with you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lucky Stone 888 and I will be here pre-recorded because we are so close to the goal of 500 folks, and that's why it's always pre-recorded. So happy Friday. Welcome to December. I adore this month. I have many reasons why, and we'll be talking about those reasons kind of throughout the month. I see that Jackie J came. Good to see you, my dear. um I was absent for a while because of the lack of voice, and I'm starting to slowly come back. But within that silence, as have talked about the glorious nature of silence for years, within that silence came a lot of awareness and choice. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that as far as self, you all, and the collective as a whole. I see that Seeker came in. Good to see you, my dear. I am going to engage with those in the chats about the best that I can do, conserving my voice as well as. But good day. Whenever you see this, is for December 6th, 2024, will be addressed today and in many of my videos, is timeless. So whenever you're catch your thoughts, pause, and really take in. So happy sunrise, everyone. Happy good night, everyone. Happy good day. If you are new here, welcome. I am Courtney, host of the Stars of the Morning Light. This platform has a lot of resources for everyone. So check out the bio, check out all the playlists, go for it. Hit the thumbs up for me. Thanks, everybody. All right, so the December 2024 Akashic message for the collective has gone out, and I think many of you have seen it. Within that reading, and this is timeless as well, within that reading, they kept talking that moment, that into quotations, that moment that you acknowledge, you catch it, you acknowledge the feeling of peace. And what I didn't say during that reading, because I was still working with partial voice, is that moment is going to happen for many. And when I mean many across the board. The difference is going to be those who acknowledge it and those who don't. And it can happen anywhere. You could be shoveling the driveway. You could be driving in your car. You could be stuck wrapping Christmas presents. Whatever it is that you are doing is not the point. The point is to catch it, experience it, that moment of peace, that moment of acknowledging the feeling connected to the thoughts of all is well, where the fear, hesitation, and doubt just is not present in that moment. That we're not worrying about anything in that moment. We're not fearful of anything in that moment. That moment of that breath of peace. Now we just pause, look around. Right as rain years ago. What the Akashic was trying to emphasize is that moment will happen for many sometime in the 31 days of December. It might have already happened for you. Remember it. And when it does happen, if it hasn't yet, which I think it will more so for those rolling towards next weekend. I can't wait until next weekend. The energies are glorious and profound. We will be talking about that next Friday, the 13th of December, 2024. Acknowledge that moment, acknowledge that feeling, because even if it's fleeting, as the Akashic said, you could acknowledge it and then go, whoa, what was that? That kind of was uncomfortable. I don't know if I've ever felt peace like that, right? I didn't know I could let go to that extent. That moment is trying to teach you, show you, have a bit of a little bit of an experience that peace is attainable. And they want you to acknowledge that moment, take it into your conscious awareness, and then bring forth the knowing that that feeling, that experience can be more often than not moving forward, that you can have peace of mind, that you can have peace within your body, yourself, your person, your environment, your mind, your heart, all of it, that it is obtainable. So when that happens, beloveds, catch it and go, oh my goodness, that beautiful exhale breath that comes with the experience of full conscious awareness peace, where we feel reassured and grateful because we get that sense of not just peace, but no separation, an amount of gratitude that is almost unfathomable to most people. It can happen and it will happen. Catch it, please. So many of the patrons of Stars of the Morning Light in that community, I have talked numerous times about catching our thoughts. As Lucky and I will be rediscussing tonight that inner voice. Regardless if you're aware of how your inner voice works, or if it takes a little bit of work of silence on your part, because silence is grand, regardless of how it comes through, when we catch it, when we catch our thoughts, and then we apply them to experience, mm, that is how the world changes. That is how your world changes. So I'm excited about this December. I've been excited about this December, by the way. I've been excited about this December because in August, I knew the beauty, the power, the magnitude, the uh, abilities that and energy that is available to us if we so choose to grab hold and catch it. I knew about it in August, so I have been looking forward to December of 2024 for a very long time. Even though this message is timeless, you can experience it right now, no matter if it's 2027, 2028, 2032, whatever it is. peace onto you and to others is always going to be available. So I see that Kim has come in. Good day, my dear. Good to see everyone. There's a few topics that I want to talk about in regards to that. In regards to that. And I don't know how long this message will be. I am slowly trying to balance my voice. Let's say that. That peace that lives within and is attainable is also within the co-creation. As an Akashic messenger, oftentimes when I do readings for people, they ask me what their purpose is. And us beloved humans, I love us beloved humans, because of the struggles of 3D, because of the ups and downs of the human experience. Some may call them lessons, some may call it just life, some of people would call it just 3D, whatever you want to reference it as. The human, the humanness is not as easy. And due to the struggles, the ups and downs, the heartaches, the pains, the confusion, the sense of peace is definitely gone. But then we ask, because we are in pursuit of this concept of what is my purpose. I struggled with it hardcore for the majority of my growing years, my formative years. It wasn't until more so into my 30s that I went, hmm, I need to let go of that. Most people, though, are very stronghold onto what is my purpose here, because life is so difficult. Of course, we're looking for a way out of that difficulty, which we automatically assume is our purpose. If I was living my purpose, life would be so much smoother. And I know that is the most common thought. And I'm not saying humans are necessarily wrong with that. It's our approach to it. We tend to think in grandiose ways that if I'm not satisfied, I'm disappointed. Well, then to feel better about that and to feel peace, love, and joy must be that I need to be living in my purpose. What is that? And it is usually, beloveds, some very big, grandiose um, ideal that we're not even aware of. But we put so much stock and pressure on what purpose is. And we possibly, I'm not saying all, but many of us are looking at this goal that we can't identify, losing the co-creation of today. Whenever someone asks me in a reading with the Akashic, what is my purpose? The Akashic, I can hands down confirm right now, will answer the same every single time at the beginning. The Akashic will say your purpose is to love. That's it. Now, how that looks though for individuals, because everybody wants to know, no, what does that look like? What's my job? Where do I live? What is my next step? Who do I marry? What, right? All these human things that are somehow associated into purpose. And it's sometimes very hard for me to help humans because it's very a very unfamiliar way of thought for many of us. It is hard for me to then tell them it often doesn't matter where you live. It often doesn't matter what job you have. It often doesn't matter what college you go to or not. The Akashic is not concerned with those things. Because while you're writing your story anyways, choose where you're going to live and go live it. Marry who you're going to marry and go be with them. Go to the college that you choose. All these things. The Akashic is not concerned with the where as much as they are concerned with the how. How are you living? Are you in love or are you in fear? Are you in love or are you in fear? Are you healing or are you judging? Are you healing or are you judging? But we all take this concept of purpose and we wrap it into the framework that we are used to of a society of 3D consciousness. It is very rare that I have someone ask me, instead of what is my purpose, how ca- instead of asking that, it is rare for someone to ask me, how do I serve others? How do I show up for myself and others? Very rare for that question to ever be asked. Our concept of purpose is very grandiose and it neglects the concept of co-creation in every day. So let's talk about co-creation. Hmm. Let's talk about co-creation for a moment. In each day, we are here together. Regardless of where we are on this planet, we're here on this planet. This is why I love birthdays. I know there's a lot of talk out there about don't celebrate birthdays because it proves that you're getting older. So be it. Like, you can reverse age if you'd like. Why not celebrate the day that you chose to come? The day that you chose to go, you know what, world? I'm going to come. I'm going to be here with you. Regardless if you think you're in some kind of karmic loop, you always have the choice. Here, elsewhere, wherever you started, however you return, you're still making that choice. So, all the birthdays that come through every day is a celebration of that individual new year choice that you came to be here with the rest of us. I love it. You chose to be here. You chose to be here in co-creation. Aware of it now or not, right? The forgetfulness, the fog of 3D density. It is so dense in 3D. So no wonder people walk around not having the awareness. It's so very dense. You chose to be here to co-create. Co-creation for all of humanity every day is not within these big, grandiose, what is my purpose? What is the big thing I'm supposed to do in life? It's usually not done in big gestures, in big um, donations to humanity, let's say, and big ways of service or big gestures of any kind. How it is done, though, is those intimate moments of one-on-one. How it is done is waving to someone. How it is done is saying hello. How it is done is allowing the world to not capsize your heart. How it's done is just a nod, a acknowledgement to one another. We are here together. Supporting someone without losing your own respect. To be in love and not fear. To heal. So every little thing that we do, all throughout our day, that is our purpose. That is our purpose. So if right now you're cleaning the house listening to me, that's your purpose. Right now, if you're driving to work listening to me, that is your purpose. Right now, if you are walking the dog, that is your purpose. Whatever is going to roll out before you today, within that freedom of choice, within choice of how you respond, how you act, how you don't act, how silence is beautiful. However it is, whatever is presented to you today, that is your purpose. Because when we are living life, things are presented. What we do with them then filters through all the energy that goes out. That is co-creation. For years now, I've been talking about, well, at least for about a year and a half, I would say. I was trying to emphasize people stepping up some because I knew that where I was headed. I it's been a journey. I knew where I was heading. And for me personally, I am not able to within each day handle some of the let's say ground level things. I do need to be more within my own environment, let's say that. I know where I'm headed. I know what's going on. So I've been asking others out there to step up a little bit. So if that is to wave at someone instead of just going forward, eyes straight ahead, ignoring all around, start to wave, start to smile, start to even do a head nod. That is stepping up some for humanity and yourself. If it's to finally do some little bit of service somewhere, right? Read a book to the elderly, volunteer for some kind of function, whatever service it may be, to be nice to others, whatever it may be. I have been inviting people to do that. There's been many reasons as I've been inviting people to do that because many of you are ready. The world has shifted so greatly and it became very much I. Even the 2 years leading into COVID was I focused. It was a lot for those who were aware and could witness it. It was a lot. And then COVID happened and became even more I, I focused. The blessing out of COVID, though, there were numerous blessings, in my humble opinion, because it brought the consciousness thoughts of how we are all connected. That was across the globe, across this beautiful land of ours. There was no distinction between where you are on the planet. You were affected by it somehow. So it opened up after everybody got kind of through that me, and really were able to witness, oh my goodness, we are all connected. Co-creation. When that occurred, people are still kind of sorting that out. Truly and endearly, they are. Because then it became waves, waves of intensity, energetically wise, individuals and the collective. So returning back to that, there is no separation, is a whole lot of December. So we step up a little bit because we have the awareness. We trust ourselves a bit more. We've healed enough, let's say. There's always room for more healing. To step up a bit. Make that phone call that needs to be made. Visit that friend. Release the judgment. December of 2024. And continuously on. Oh my goodness, folks. I'm so grateful for this time period. I am not in this day going to say that 2025 won't be somewhat difficult for people and that 3D will do its best in trying to argue everything that I am saying here. Let's say that 3D. We'll try to argue with all of my words, try to implement things that um, don't need to exist. So let us catch that moment of peace and remember that it is attainable. Life is in cycles. And we all know this. This is a definite. We all know life is in cycles. What I often teach the patrons of Stars of the Morning Light, and you are so welcome to join us, especially headed into 2025. A lot of awareness came with me losing my voice and the appropriate balance that I need to use my voice with, and is definitely going to be used with the patrons. So consider joining. $5. If you can afford $8 a month, please do so, because that is how we kind of balance out the difference. Everything is in cycles. And what I've taught the patrons over time is that most manifesting, most creating, um, comes in a period of darkness. That's where everything starts. If you follow Hermetics, that's where everything starts. If you follow the scene, that's where everything starts. If you follow even some Hindu stories and traditions, that's how everything starts. The great, let's say the darkness, the great void, where thought or light, vibration, however you want to describe it, penetrated into the darkness and illuminated and expanded. Mm. So what I teach the patrons is we are about to head into a time period, and I will be talking about Yule at different times. I'm kind of saving it a little bit with Lucky for a live episode and other moments in December. The concept of light, because that is what we are truly celebrating in this month. Light in the darkness, right? What I teach them is that regardless if you're trying to just manifest without using any celestial or planetary beings or God figures, if you're just trying to manifest on your own or manifest with the moon, manifest with a Godhead, manifest whatever, right? It is best to acknowledge doing it, to think about it, to plan, to organize what that looks like in the darkness. Bear with me, folks. So, December of 2024, it is going to bring a lot of awareness to people. This is when them crowns are going to be starting to pop open. I've been talking about it for like 2 years. Pop, pop, pop. Awareness, 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 awareness. Mostly as individual awareness. In the aspect of co-creation, there is no separation, especially in that moment of peace. That is a whole lot of December 2024. Grand awareness will be entering into folks in profound ways. Awesome. Beautiful. Then we celebrate also in the same month how in the midst of no matter how dark it gets, there is light. And like I said, we'll talk more about that throughout the month. And then we have January, February, the coldest, the darkest in the northern hemisphere, which most of the viewers here live in. We take that awareness, especially that's going to be going down the first 2 weeks of December, definitely by next weekend. We take that awareness of things to let go, things to create, things to let go, things to accept, things to let go, things that matter to us individually. And what matters to you as an individual is also a part of the co-creation. All sorts of awareness. And then what we can do with that is delight in the fact that there is light always present in the darkness. We take all of this awareness of what we want to see for ourselves, for our loved ones, for our community, for the entirety, the collective. We take all that. And in the darkness, January, February, we think about it. We daydream about the peace and joy. We daydream about what brings us joy. We daydream as we're in our blankets with our hot cocoa. We let that imagination explore the infinite potentialities from all the awareness that we are receiving in December. And in that creation, those thoughts, that imagination, those planning, the list, however it needs to be for you. In January and February, all of that mental power, especially for those in the northern hemisphere, all of that beautiful mental, emotional healing will be happening greatly. All of that beautifulness, all of that building of confidence within and around. It can be done. All of that is happening within the dark. All of that is your spark. All of that is your light. All of that is creation. All of that is what first thought, as the Gnostic, as the scene would refer to it, first thought that penetrates through the void and creates. That is the power that we are headed into. I teach more of this to the patrons, and I might bring it up again, especially talking about the light and the darkness. Those are the cycles. We actually start manifesting in the darkness. We start manifesting with our beautiful thoughts and imagination. And then when the sun fully returns in the spring, that's when we take all of the beautiful creation that we have been exploring and we start working towards it. We put it out there like all the seeds in the ground and we start working towards it. So, what comes first is first thought and trusting that the light is always present and your light all is mind, all is energy, all is hope. The power of hope, I learned a couple of years ago, is beyond measure. Because every time we do think, every time we are sitting with our blankets and our hot cocoa, thinking about all the infinite potentialities that we could just grab from. We could just grab from them. Oh my goodness. Y'all just don't even know how this works. The patrons are going to know soon. When we're sitting there doing that, being as creative as we want to, manifesting things that have never been seen because we are creators. We are the leaders of creators. When we do that, and we gift ourselves the opportunity to do that, and it is in the darkness that we do so. Because that's what we do in life, period. It's in the density, darkness, fog of 3D where we are searching for this purpose because we're looking for creation. We're looking for, how do I manifest in this darkness? How do I do this? When each day you're already doing it. The cycle of a day is the same as the cycle of a season. It's absolutely the same. I can't wait. I am so excited about what we all, what the co-creation of humanity, with the grand awareness that will be funneling in and abilities that will be popping off in folks now and through 2025. And all of 2024 was to kind of put our bootstraps on for 2025. Really, for 2026. And we can do it, folks. 2026 is the grand opening, from in lack of better words, because I'll probably be talking about it all of 2025. The grand opening for humanity. If people are referencing the age of Aquarius, that's 2026, folks. We haven't really hit it. We're in the pre stage of the age of Aquarius. We're in the pre-birthing stage of what's going on with our beloved Mother Gaia. 2026, folks. So if we are in that year leading into, whoa, well, that year is going to be something because we all will be ready. What you may be aware of and may not, I don't know. In August, I believe August of 2021, all of our souls made a commitment. That's your purpose. But we're not aware of it. We're not aware of what our soul said. Hey, this is what you came to do. So let's start going. So please, let's pause for a moment and think back. 2021, 2022, 2023, end of 2024. 4 years, foundation, 4 years, stable, 4 years of your soul saying, hey, man, I made a commitment to myself in this body of form. Everything that you have experienced, good, bad, and indifferent, because we do not have judgment on the life experience. Everything that you have experienced is actually for the foundation of 2025 to start building that structure of life, rebuilding what is for your soul on a beautiful 4 base foundation stability to start laying those bricks in 2025, because all of it will be needed in 2026. So, if you knew it or not, I'm telling you so. Your soul made a commitment to itself. And that is probably why I get so many people asking, what is my purpose? Because that soul within you is trying to push you forward. Let's come on. I made a commitment. This is how I love. This is how I love. This is how I love. But we need to acknowledge we're still living in this human experience. So it doesn't have to be these big pillars and these big stone bricks of a foundation, brick by brick. Hello, good day, wave, love or fear, love or fear, heal or judgment, heal or judgment. It's what we're working with, folks. It is what we're working with. And I will tell you that August of 2021, I wasn't really, I was aware that this stuff was going on, but a lot of the choices I made then, because of that soul commitment, they are back now in December 2024. And that is also for everyone else. We might just not be aware of it, right? I'm trying, this channel here, Stars of the Morning Light, is to help remind people of the limitless, wonderful beings, you wonderful stars, the limitless potentialities that you all can obtain, to just help you remember and to bring the awareness as to what is happening. That's what this channel is about. Today is the awareness. Your soul made a commitment the past 4 years. Those nudges, those little things that either we did or we did not do, but we knew that would be good to do, are now back filtering through in full effect. There's reasons why. because the structure, the base, even if we did the actions or didn't do the actions, the commitment is coming forth. The commitment is coming forth. Blessed be to everyone. I see that Mary Winds has come in. Good to see you, my dear. I want to tell everyone about my dear friend, Victor Gray. He is an herbalist out of Dalton, Georgia. I don't know about you guys, but during the holiday season and actually throughout the year, my love language is actually giving. And I always try to think of that heartfelt gift. And for me this season, it is going to be his shampoos and conditioners. Victor Gray Herbalist is one of the most intelligent men I know. And he makes these conditioners and shampoos, all natural product, beautiful. This morning, you can see some of the frizz in my hair. What you guys might not know is my hair is either bone straight or very curly. And I had this shampoo sitting here waiting to do this and tell you guys about him. And that's why you see so much frizz, because it could be in the summer from the humidity. It could be in the winter because everybody turns the heat on. This is Frizz Control All Natural Shampoo and Conditioner. It is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. He makes soaps, he makes shampoo, he makes conditioners, he makes teas. He is an herbalist that if you go into the description right now, you can contact him for a consultation about all things that might ail you. You can contact him to purchase these products because hands down, they are, for me, they're top quality that I have found. And I know Victor personally. Whenever there's a gathering, someone usually brings up some kind of ailment or some kind of ailment of a loved one. Recently, it was my husband's knee. Victor is able to respond intelligently with all conscious awareness as to what humans, regardless, would need to heal all aspects of their body, all aspects of their body. You can reach him through the information in the description. Like I said, folks, you can get those special teas for a loved one. This is your loved gift. I think about you. I appreciate you. I hear you. You can pick up these shampoos. He can ship them to you. Shampoo and conditioner. If you got frizzy hair, sometimes the winter is worse than the humidity because everything is so dry. Look at my hair. I didn't use it today. I'm going to have frizz all day because of it. Victor Adam Gray is sincere. He is thoughtful. He is very educated in all aspects of herbalism. All of his products are natural. On top of that, folks, if you go to his website and either book a consultation and or purchase some of the items, link is in the description, you are helping to support not only small business, but also indigenous business. Victor is a card-carrying Cherokee, and part of the proceeds from all of his products sold go to his own land that is soon to be a nonprofit to help educate the community about herbalism, about growing indigenous plants here, helping people learn. And it's Squirrel Tribe Farms. So not only are you purchasing a love gift to someone and saying, hey, I hear you, I see you, I know what your needs are. Not only are you connecting with a fabulous human being, but you're also then supporting small indigenous business and a soon to be nonprofit for education and awareness of how to love Gaia. So consider it, please, folks. Product can be shipped out. If you are local, and that could be Knoxville, Nashville, Atlanta, Dalton, Georgia is 2 hours away from all of those major cities. Nashville, Knoxville, Atlanta, Dalton, Georgia, right in the center of it all, 2 hours away from each one of those. Come into Blue Sun Fusion Studio this Saturday. Talk with Victor. Pick up a bunch of his products and also get a picture with a array of different Santa Clauses and or Krampus. They will have Krampus, if that's your style. They will have traditional Santa. They will have sexy Santa. They will have bad Santa. They will have Cholo Santa. They will have an array of beautiful, stereotypical appreciation, right? Santas for all types of families and groups. This Saturday, December 7th, 2024, from 10 to 2 p.m. Go on into Blue Sun Fusion Studio, get a picture with a Santa, talk to Victor about your needs and your cares, get some of Victor's products for your loved ones, and enjoy and know that you are celebrating yourself by doing so, celebrating your loved one, and celebrating small business for the indigenous people. December 7th, 2024, Pictures with Santa, supporting Victor Gray Herbalist, supporting Squirrel Tribe Farms, supporting Blue Sun Fusion Studio, 616 South Hamilton Street, Dalton, Georgia. 616 South Hamilton. I love you all so much. Thank you for letting me do that shout out. I want to read something to you. I want to read something because this past Thanksgiving, I I sincerely wanted to be live with you all, but my voice was still not up to par. So my husband and I, we just had a very chilled Thanksgiving. I made great chicken noodle soup that I actually think healed so much of what was going on with me. Because I do know how to work with herbs only in cooking. I don't know how to make shampoo. I don't know how to make soap. I only know how to cook. So, and that's beautiful because we are in co-creation. It's interesting because oftentimes so many people think that because I access the Akashic, I just know everything about everything. And they'll start talking to me about crystals, and I'll be like, cool. I don't know what to say because I don't know aspects about crystals like that. I definitely don't know herbs like Victor knows herbs. Whew. That man knows how to heal. He is one with the earth and our bodies that are one with the earth. Trust me, y'all. Get with Victor Gray. Go to his website. Please. I sincerely say do it. A lot of people think that I just know everything about everything, and I don't. You know why? Because that's not for me. It's not for me because I know we are in co-creation. I know that that is for Victor. I know crystals are for like happy hippie holistics. I know what is for some is not for others. What is for them is not necessarily for me. I see the beauty though in the fact that we are in co-creation, and I respect and applaud how that works. So, over the course of every month, I'm going to be doing shout outs for people in the spirit of co creation, in the spirit of we all do have something, and whatever it may be. I'm going to read something to you guys. So on Thanksgiving, when I wanted to be with you, but my voice was very limited still, my husband and I just took it quiet. I mean, the majority of the day, he was able to release a lot as his introverted self needed. Um, so he kind of tinkered all day in the garage as we listened to music and I cooked and I rested and it was just lovely. Very much needed. But I started my day off that morning with a beautiful foot soak. I was soaking my feet and I was reading. But I chose not to read for work. Oftentimes, the reading I do is for work. Right now, I'm reading an amazing book about the Magi. That when I get to really some meat of that book, I will most likely share it with you of who the Magi possibly really were. The stories are tricky, right? Stories have been influenced and changed over time. But I felt like not doing that morning. Like, I really just wanted to read for Courtney, right? As we all should sometimes. And I very much enjoy reading. So I read a couple of short stories as I was relaxing from Chekhov. Um, some of you may not know, I I'm a huge fan of Russian literature, classic Russian literature. Which, yeah, who says that, right? I do. I am a huge fan of classic Russian literature, and Anton Chekhov is a beautiful writer. He's great. So I was like, I'm gonna read some short stories that I might have not read before to just enjoy myself. I want to read something though to you. And I am going to change one word at the very end of this little passage just because the word, it's he's referencing judging here. But in the context of the entire short story, which is entitled At Home, he is referencing actually like judges, like court judges, in this section. I'm actually going to change that word to non-judgment, okay? To put it in the context of this video. It's a beautiful little story. It's At Home is the title by Anton Chekhov. So I'm just reading a little bit. People used to be simpler. They thought less, and so decided their problems more boldly. But we think too much. We are eaten up by logic. The more enlightenment a man is, the more he is given to reflection and hair splitting. The more undecided he is, the more full of scruples, and the more timidly he approaches a task. And seriously considered, how much bravery, how much reliance must a man not have to undertake teaching or not judging or writing a big book. I'm going to take a sip of water and I'm going to read that again, folks. And please, if you've been here since the beginning, think about what we said. I'm going to read again a passage from At Home from Anton Chekhov. People used to be simpler. They thought less, and so decided their problems more boldly. But we think too much. We are eaten up by logic. The more enlightened a man is, the more he is given to reflection and hair splitting, the more undecided he is, the more full of scruples, and the more timidly he approaches a task. And seriously considered, how much bravery, how much self reliance must a man not have to undertake teaching or not judging or writing a big book? It's the most amazing passage. Most amazing passage. I do say, if you need to read some short stories over the season, Chekhov is amazing. He will hit you somewhere. Trust me. Most classic Russian writers do. Beautiful people. Your purpose. It gets very grandiose. It gets very complicated. It gets very, so many decisions to make, right? When in today, in this beautiful co-creation, in this beautiful co-creation of letting it go, love or fear, to have childlike eyes and experience is to not be eaten up by logic, to not be so enlightened that it's hard to make a decision, to be so enlightened that you're timid to do any tasks, to be so enlightened to not simply say hello to a fellow human and not judge, to be so enlightened to be holding ourselves back. Because in the joy, in the peace, in the simplicity of living like childlike dreams, to imagine, to create, to live in wonderment like a child, is to be simpler. They thought less and so decided their problems more boldly. To keep it simple and go, you know what? Whatever presents itself today is what my purpose is today. I'm going to choose love. Keep it simple. In the darkness, I'm going to imagine limitless potentialities as if I were a child, not having to think about all the ins and outs and decisions and tasks and can this happen? Can this not happen? Do the laws even allow it? The more enlightened someone becomes, the more difficult it is to live in joy. Seriously consider how much bravery, how much self-reliance must a man not have to undertake teaching or non-judging or writing a big book. Meaning, so seriously consider this. How much bravery, how much self-reliance, because we're here talking about co-creation, is actually not needed is actually not needed to undertake stepping it up, to undertake being a teacher, to undertake not judging others, to undertake whatever you feel your purpose is. Is it to write a big book like Chekhov wrote to me just then? Yeah, that hit me Thanksgiving morning. Thanks, buddy. Is it to help heal others and the earth like Victor Adam Gray, herbalist? Is it to do the art that you love? Is it to be a great parent? Whatever it is. Seriously consider how much bravery and self-reliance it does not take. What it takes is to be a bit more simpler so we can make our decisions boldly. Same as how a child would go, I'm going to ride my bike today. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to do that without limiting themselves. As adults, it's what we do because at some point we were limited and we then filter that energy into everything. I am expressing to you, you are limitless and we are walking into a season that your daydreams, your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations can be as easy and attainable to bring into your life and claim and manifest as your own. Understanding the co-creation as we lay down the borders and limitations that oftentimes enlightenment produces. I'm ending on this note because I started on this note. Meaning, I said December 2024 was going to bring a lot of awareness. Awareness is wonderful. It's enlightenment. But then I told everybody to take all that awareness, take all that enlightenment, take the scope of what you would like your life and for your loved ones and your community globally, take that scope of that enlightenment and the awareness and then play with it in the darkness. Play with it. Just imagine. You don't have to organize all the little details. You don't have to figure out all the different seeds that will be planted in spring. You just have to see the luscious harvest that your imagination wants to project. Play with it in the darkness. Play. We limit ourselves when we have such a big scope, such a grandiose idea, and we lose ourselves amongst the trees. When if we are more simple, more childlike, allow fear to not infiltrate our imagination, we make decisions more boldly. How much bravery and self-reliance does a man need to not have to step up, to teach, to live in non-judgment, to create? It's not bravery. It's not self-reliance. It's allow your spark to light it up in the darkness and play like a child. So, I love you all dearly. Once again, check out Victor Adam Gray's Herbalist. All of the stuff is in the description below. Consider having him ship you some items for this season. And if you have any ailments from anything, book a consultation. The man is a genius. I mean, You guys have no idea how often I'm DMing him, how often if I see him, I'm always like, "Hey, Victor, what about this? What about that?" Because I appreciate that is his conscious awareness in a great amount, his authenticity, his gift to humanity. Thank you for everybody coming in. I see that Robert Milky Way Soul Tribe came in towards the end, my dear. Please go back and listen. Everyone, have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the light within and allow some play to already start a little bit of kindling going on in your brain. That's why I also love this season. Is this season, if we so allow and choose, can ignite that spark of play and childlike wonderment that we can bring forward into the darkness to truly create. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you for being here. Thank you for participating in this world with me, in this co creation with me. I appreciate you all so much. Oh, Centurion Sun, good to see you, my dear. And yes, 1111, where you're at. Bye, folks. I'll talk to you later.